All right. Good evening to one and all. So, for our sixth session, which is titled as Conflict Management, we have with us Ms. Divya Mohindroo Kashyap, who is the co-founder of the Embrace Imperfections and who is an established psychologist and a motivational speaker. Ma'am is not only a well-known mental health advocate but also specializes in community educational psychology and early education in the Montessori method. Ma'am is also a member at the American Psychological Association, and you all would be happy to know that this is the second session of Ma'am with INBA, and this session is being conducted on demand of the young fraternity of INBA after the first session, which was conducted successfully a few months ago. And we got to hear Ma'am about all the insights on mental health, and it's so good to have you with us again, Ma'am. Over to you.
Good evening, everyone. I would like to thank Indian National Bar Association and Kavirat sir to give me this opportunity today to speak to you all about conflict management. I'm Divya Mohindroo Kashyap. I'm a counseling psychologist by profession and the founder of Embrace Imperfection. Today, I would like to give you guidance on how you can manage conflicts effectively in your life. So I've made a presentation for you all, and after the presentation, you can ask me any questions you would like. Please feel free to ask anything.
Yes, ma'am, you can share your presentation
I'm
with
just sharing.
yes. Yes, ma'am, we can see your screen.
Yeah. I would like to start with telling you all what are conflicts. Conflicts are basically incompatibility of ideas between any two individuals or say any two parties. However, if we learn how to understand what conflicts are, we can effectively manage them in a peaceful manner. I feel conflicts are a part of every relationship you have. It can be a conflict at a workplace, it can be conflict in your romantic relationships, it can be conflicts with your friends. However, I feel that criticism never defines your worth. I feel you should always choose your battles effectively. You should always, just a second, please. You should choose your battles effectively. You should always think in a situation that whether the person who I'm having a conflict with is the person, my friend or an enemy. Do I want to connect with the person, or at the same time, I want to fight with the person? I feel during a conflict, you should always concentrate on your breathing. In case you are feeling overwhelmed or you are breathing heavily, you should always take a break. Breaks are always good for reducing. I also feel that if you want to be heard genuinely, you should always genuinely listen to the other person also. Authenticity is very important in a conflict. And I feel that you should always have an assertive way of communication. Now, what is assertive communication? Assertiveness is the ability to stand up for your own self and at the same time do not be aggressive or do not be aggressive or passively accept what is wrong. Assertive communication is always is shouting, is being confused, is being agitated. However, I feel that being aggressive is an emotion when you feel threatened, when you feel that something around you needs your attention and you need to genuinely attend to it. However, you would like to know that when you're feeling anger, there is a chemical which releases in your body and brain. That chemical only lasts for 1/4 of a second. It is during that time I would suggest that one should always, um, at that time, just cut off the impulse. Try to, you know, go beyond the issue. Try to feel what is happening to your body, what signals, physical signals the body is giving to you. When you are angry and you are in a conflict with a person, avoid the third party, because when there are three people in a conflict or when you ask opinions from other people, it's always that you may go wrong because every third person would have another opinion on the same. In handling anger, I would give you four options. When you're in an angry situation, try to see what are you feeling, what are the physical sensations in your body. Some people sweat, some people unclench their jaw, some people become red, some people stop, they cannot think clearly. So understand yourself and try to change yourself. The easiest way of handling anger or a situation is by changing your own self. Definitely, if you are wanting a change in the other person, try not to be aggressive and yet be assertive. Now, as I said in the last slide, being assertive means that you are just standing up for yourself, but you are not being disrespectful to the other person. For example, if you are not wanting to, listen to the other person, so you would say, right now I'm not in the correct state of mind. I want a break. In this way, you're not disrespecting the other person, and at the same time, you're expressing the other person, expressing yourself to the other person. Similarly, I feel that when you're angry, you should not threaten the other person or accuse the other person of something. You should try and not fight with the other person at that time. You should, in fact, if nothing is helping out, the best way is to leave the situation or the environment for some time. As a psychologist, I have seen that if in couples you suggest that one person takes time out or for 15 minutes or half an hour, you go to another room, you watch TV, indulge yourself in some activity which calms you, which makes your breathing regulated at that time, then and you go back to the situation more peacefully, it will always solve and help you in the fight. And the fourth way is just to let go of the situation. Maybe once the situation is over, you thank yourself that, I never indulged in the conflict for so long. Now, I would like to give you some conflict resolution tips. The first tip as a psychologist, which I want to give you, is use I statements. Now, what do you understand with an I statement? For example, a blaming statement can be, you always ignore me in front of your friends and family. Now, in case you want to change this, use an I statement and say, I always feel ignored and hurt when you are around your friends and family. I feel demoralized. So you are using I here. I is a very tactful way of expressing the problem. You are communicating the problem, but you are taking your responsibility yourself of the problem. When you use I statements, you do not give a feeling of blaming the other person. There is no feeling of accusing. So it's a more respectful way of communicating the same problem, which you would, if you are blaming the other person, it may lead to a fight. It may lead to, problems which or misunderstandings which take a long time to become okay then. The second tip which I would like to give you all is show empathy, not sympathy. So, what do you understand by empathy and sympathy? There's a very thin line of a difference between empathy and sympathy. Sympathy is when you show pity, when you feel the other person is small. If you are having a conflict at a workplace or with your husband, and you tell the person, "Oh, I really feel bad for you," or, "I think you have gone crazy." The other person will feel bad and you will not be able to communicate yourself. However, empathy is understanding the person and being in the shoes of the other person. So, I would give you an example. For example, if you say, "You are always complaining." So, what kind of a feeling are you getting here? That I'm trying to make you feel angry? I'm trying to show that I don't hear what you say? And I'm trying to show that there is something wrong with you. However, you can always change the statement by showing empathy and saying, "I feel very demoralized and hurt when I can't get through you. Can we speak about this?" Here, when you show empathy, it's a very powerful motivator than shame. Another way of handling a fight or a conflict would be showing constant admiration and appreciation to your loved ones. Always seek out the positive in the other person. For example, in your daily life, you must keep telling the people around you, your loved ones, your family members, your spouse, people at work, how you appreciate them being there with you in your ups and downs, how meaningful are there in they are in your life. This you can do by using simple positive adjectives. For example, you can call someone bold. You can use tell someone that they are strong, or you can always tell someone that you're looking pretty, or I love you. I love the fact that you are around me. These things always make a person feel wanted. And the same, I would say that you use this exercise for yourself too, as it will make you respect yourself as well as respect people around you. Avoid using phrases with you. As I started my presentation, I told you use more of I statements. Why is that? When you are saying statements like "you always," "you never," "you are too sensitive," "you are too egoistic," "you should have given a better try," you are making the other person feel blame. You are making the person feel that you're condemning the other person. I would want to give you a fact. Most of the conflicts, 90%, are because of the delivery and tone of your voice, and not because of the conflict itself. So, whenever you're talking, use more of I statements, talk more about yourself, give the other person respect that you are not blaming the other person in everything. I would also want to tell you that when a very simple tip while handling arguments. When you are in an argument with a person, remember that you are not only arguing with the person, but you are arguing with a lot of things the person is all about. A lot of problems unconsciously and consciously the person is going through. So we all have an inner world, a world which is not seen by people around you. You have an inner world, I have an inner world. Right now I'm talking to you, but there must be many things which are going on in my life. There must be many things which are going on in your life which we are not aware of, which we never speak about. So if you start giving benefit of doubt that there are a lot of deep wounds in, like, which we are carrying, and which we are, in a conflict, a lot of past wounds come. It's another fact that 90% of the times when you are in a conflict, you're actually talking from a past experience or a past hurt or a past wound, and 10% only of the present or the conflict which is happening right now. So when we start empathizing, as I said earlier, with the person's problems and with what the person is going through at the back of the mind, we might win most of the battles in our life. We let go of a lot of things. Definitely, it's easy said than done. Connection and communication is a very complex topic to handle. Like most of our problems, most of our issues are because of the way we communicate and connect with others. However, I feel that if these small things are taken in consideration, you can save a lot of time, effort, energy, and relationships in your life, and it will always be rewarding for you. So, when we are talking or when we are in an argument, there are nine possibilities in a which can lead to miscommunication. What I say, what I think I say, what I want to say. Similarly, what you want to hear, what you want to say, what you want to think, what you understand of the situation. So, when we let go of these possibilities, we overcome a lot of miscommunication. And it's very rewarding for us. If, when you are going through a conflict, always remember which of these possibilities am I thinking? What am I thinking right now? Am I understanding exactly what the person is going through? Or am I just operating from what I am understanding? What do I want to say right now? Am I actually saying what I want to say? These possibilities, if you take under consideration, will always help you in giving a better understanding and helping you in problem solving. Now, since it's Youth Day today, all mostly for all the professionals, I would like to give you some tips on how to resolve conflicts at work. So, why do conflicts happen at work? uh, when we are at work, understand that we are working with different kinds of people who are coming from different backgrounds, coming from different family setups, coming from different, they have a lot of differences in their educational profiles. So sometimes we feel that we are being overshadowed by outspoken or overbearing voices. We feel that, oh God, why did this person speak to me so loudly? Or this person is not even my family member, or maybe not even my senior. This person is just a team member. Why would I want to hear what this person is saying? Sometimes we feel uncomfortable sharing our viewpoint with senior people because we feel that maybe they feel that we are not good enough for the job. Maybe they feel that we cannot handle our issues ourselves. So we start, getting embarrassed, getting shamed in discussing our issues with our senior people. So, always, whenever you are talking to senior people, keep this out of your mind. Do not operate at work with a feeling of discomfort. Sometimes we also feel uncomfortable with new duties, new responsibilities. With our peers, we feel that, oh God, this was never my work. Suddenly, I've got this new job profile or new duty. Will I be able to do it? I am not confident to do it, and this results in a lot of conflicts. Or we might get a new role and we feel, oh, I don't want to step on anyone's shoes. I don't want anyone to feel that I'm taking their work, their responsibilities. And all this leads to a cycle of endless issues, which we take back home and then spread to our families also. So, I would like to give you a new perspective how you can see the uh, same things in a better way. Number one, I would say that you do not have to be in a room to command respect and recognition. Uh, it's always said that silence is golden. However, if you talk in a respectful and soft manner, you'll always be heard better. Or maybe if you want to resolve the issue at that time, not speak, and give yourself some time and speak later, you will always be respected more. You will always be recognized more for being the person who has more dignity and who's carrying themselves with more respect. You should always build mutual respect with your team members. See what motivates them. learn, get into their life. Don't assume anything or judge people around you at work. Always feel that you are uh, you don't know anything about anyone. Feel that everyone is a fresh slate. Go every day in the morning knowing that I have to learn about people around me. I have to know what really makes them happy, what really motivates them to work. It's not the job of only a psychologist to do this. In fact, I would say it's the job and beauty of each one of you to know that what are my team members so scared about, or what is it what I can add to the presentation by being a motivating factor for the team members. The senior people also in your company were some back in time, just like you. They were in your shoes also. They were also juniors at some time. So whenever you are relating to people, always relate to them thinking that they are also human beings. They are also equal. Do not feel scared of communicating your needs, and what are your interests with people who are senior to you. Always pick on new opportunities. Take advantage of fresh perspective and make your voice heard, but in the right and in a respectful manner. You will definitely gain from always having patience in life. There are various conflict resolution management techniques, which I would like to share with you. Number one is withdrawing. So, what is withdrawal? In a situation, if you feel that the issue is not important and there is no chance of winning, so just withdraw from the situation. As I said earlier, if in a conflict you feel that there's nothing coming out of the conflict, there is no, I'm losing out connection. This might not take me anywhere. There's no chance of winning. Just withdraw from the situation. Just leave the situation. Later, when you come back, you'll always feel grateful and thankful that I was sensible enough to withdraw at that time. Second is soothing, which is also called accommodating. What is accommodation? In layman words, accommodation is when you understand that this relationship is more important to me, this person is more important to me than I would say the conflict, the fight, the disagreement. So you just give up and you accommodate. You give the person the chance that, okay, you win, I lose, but the relationship is more important. Then another way is collaborating. Ask, there are so many people in your organization or at home, in your family, collaborate with them. Like just involve other parties to find a solution which all of you can then agree on. Then there is forcing. Forcing is that I win, you lose. You get into a fight, you compete with the other person. I feel this is a very unhealthy way of, conflict resolution and of communication when you force your views. However, I might be differing here. If you feel that the situation, the only way is by forcing my view or my opinion, and it will be better in the future, then definitely go with it. And then there is compromising. Compromising is neither you win, neither I win, neither you lose, neither I lose. We come to a partially satisfying situation wherein we both agree with each other. We both say, okay, our relationship is important. We both will compromise and reach to a point where we both can uh, come to a common conclusion. Like, as you say, na teri na meri. So you compromise in the situation. Now, I would like to give you a very simple way of conflict resolution. It is called validation. Now, what is validation? When do you validate someone? When do you validate yourself? Validation is simple agreement, very simple agreement to others' opinions. Now, when you're validating another person's opinion, you don't need to get into the details of why it happened, when it happened, what was, why did I cause it. Why did the other person cause it? Nothing like that. You just have to validate. For example, I'll give you a simple example. A husband and wife go out for dinner, and the husband tells the wife in an invalidating response is, "Oh, are you crazy that you felt ignored at dinner?" However, if you use validation here, you will say, the husband would have said, "I am sorry, I understand, and I did not intentionally ignore you at dinner." Validation saves a lot of your conflicts. It makes you feel relaxed. It is a very powerful tool, and I feel a very easy skill to follow. It is just plain understanding that everyone has a different perspective. Today I'm listening to the other person, tomorrow the other person is going to listen to me. I am today validating his feelings. He'll feel understood, he'll feel heard, he won't feel angry. I'm going to save myself from a fight, or maybe a verbal fight, maybe a physical fight. So there are few examples I'll give you. For example, if you say in an invalidating responses, if someone is sad, you just say, "Just put a smile on your face. Come on, what's the big deal? It would be worse. It's not that big of a deal. Why do you make every a mountain out of a mole?" These are all invalidating responses. However, if you say, "Ah, that is so sad. I'm so happy for you. You have worked very hard on this." Uh, that's confusing, but I'm sure you will find a way out of it. These are validating responses. A person feels heard. Person feels that you are caring for them and at the same time respecting them. Now, I would like to give you some small facts that when you are avoiding a conflict to keep peace, you always start a war inside you. What does this mean? So a lot of people avoid conflicts by, you know, ignoring the whole thing or not attending to it. I would not suggest that, because then you start getting anxious, you might get depressed, you might, later lash at the other person, which is worse. So always handle conflicts there and then. And I would give you now some small tips which are very easy to follow. Uh, During COVID, we all were isolated with our families and with a lot of people at work. Uh, just a second, please. Yeah. So a very simple technique I would give you is box breathing. Now, when you are stuck in a situation, in a conflict, and you feel you're feeling breathless, you are angry, and it's you cannot breathe. So just this box breathing is like a square. Inhale up to the count of 4 through your nose, and then hold your breath for 4 seconds. At that time, relax your body, unclench your jaw, just loosen up yourself. And then exhale through your mouth again to the count of 4, and then hold it again. Release. Take in a breath through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep the breath, hold it, relax your body, and then exhale through your mouth. This technique is the best technique during a conflict, which will make you relax, and then maybe after some time come back in a better state of mind to solve the problem in a more peaceful way. Regulating your breath is a very important technique in conflict resolution. Another technique I'll give you, especially if you're isolated these days with your family or your friends or your batchmates or your workers, anything, is a stop skill. Now, what is a stop skill? S, stop, do not move, freeze, right? T, take a step back. Take a step back from the situation, from the person, from anything which is overwhelming you or, causing anger in you. Then O. What is O? Observe your thoughts, your feelings, your body sensation. What is going on inside you? If you would not know, who would know better? The other person does not know or understand at that time, but you can understand. Oh, I'm sweating, I'm getting very angry, I'm getting breathless. Oh, my thoughts are, I don't mean to say what I'm saying right now. Let me stop, let me observe the technique right now. And then P, what is P? Proceed mindfully. When you are mindful in a situation, or when you think, when you look back, that what was going in my mind when I was talking like that, when I was being so rude, when I was being so ill mannered, that's not me. So the stop skill is a way of reducing stress, anxiety in all relationships. That's it for today. Thank you so much. I hope you like the presentation and you can ask me any questions.
Yes, ma'am, it was wonderful to hear you. Also, ma'am, one question that I had in my mind, which I think you answered also. So, like, I was thinking, how do we control ourselves when we act in that moment? When we are angry at a situation, when we just, we might say something which we might not mean or we might regret later. And also the stress which law students, particularly lawyers, and every profession in general is facing these times, right? And, so what are your tips on the same?
I feel like a lot of times anger is not bad behavior. It is just, a feeling that there's something not right going on around me and I need to give attention to that. So become more mindful of what you speak and how you behave around other people. When you become more mindful about yourself, you start making changes in yourself. I'm not saying it's an overnight process. It takes a lot of time. You can start yoga, you can do meditation, you can start reading, you can, for different people different things work out. But become more aware of yourself and your surroundings. So when you become more aware, that's the first way of any change, is changing yourself, understanding yourself. What happens, what triggers when I'm angry? You know, I say so many things which I don't mean to. So what should I do next time when I'm angry? Maybe, and if you cannot control yourself, it's always best to take a break and take a break from that situation. Just go out of the room, go to another room, do anything which engages you more productively or relaxes you. There are so many various relaxation techniques. I just gave you two in the end, which is the stop skill and the box breathing. But if you go on the internet, you'll see a lot of activities which you can do to control your anger. And just cut off the impulse, because it's just for a second and then you might regret it for a long time. So be aware of yourself. In case, I feel assertiveness also is a skill of talking in a way which is not aggressive, and it is a practice. To talk respectfully yet maintain your personal boundaries, and as well as respect the boundaries of others. So having a boundary is not disrespectful. At that particular time, if you feel that I just cannot control myself, or I'm not able to leave the situation, then tell the other person that I don't think I want to hear this right now. I'll speak to you later.
Correct, ma'am. Correct. Also, ma'am, we have some questions from
Right?
students. So the first
Uh,
question.
Avni, don't you have a next panel?
All right, sir. All right. Okay,
So
ma'am.
what we can do with the question answer is, she is available, and student can ask her privately questions in a social lounge as well.
Okay, okay, okay. So
So
I'll explain the students about the social launch facility, sir. Just 2 minutes. Yes. So my request to Alfia, Krishnendu, and Sridevi and Divya ma'am, you all can join the in the social lounge. You can join one
Sure.
table, and you can all discuss, and the students can ask questions to you, ma'am, directly. Uh,
Fine. Thank
yes,
you.
ma'am.
And I will do that. Thank you
Okay,
so
ma'am.
much.
Thank you for
Thank
the amazing session. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Okay.
thank
Yep.